This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Reds POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Reds fan. I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds clinching a series in Milwaukee against the Brewers. Whether you're checking us out here on the Locked On Reds YouTube page, Locked On MLB, or Locked On Sports Daily, we're on all those tonight broadcasting, so we thank you all so much. I will also be joined by Stephen Offenbaker of Locked On Reds tonight as well. We'll be diving into all this fun stuff. Our episode tonight is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. On tonight's show, Steve and I are going to discuss a series win in Milwaukee at the best of times at that. Steve's going to make fun of me because Matt McLain came up through after I basically said I was done with him. And we're going to discuss Nick Martinez coming up big time today for those two innings. And I'm going to let Steve pick our Locked On player of the game today. So I'm very excited to see what he does. And of course, we're going to chat with you, all of our everydayers. I feel like this is going to be a fun one tonight. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Steve!
What's up?
How are you?
What's happening, everybody?
Dude, we're already at a point right now. So to put in context, like obviously we've always had a huge, really popular chat after the games, good or bad. Mm-hmm. I'm at the point where I put this comment from Noah up and I can't even find it. And we just started the show.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. But man, you texted me today and said, hey, would you like to have me on the show tonight? I said, yes, absolutely yes. We already have our largest live audience we've ever had on a postcast, and you're here to chat with me today. Mind you, the number one postcast on Locked On, as we learned. So pretty awesome news there as well.
It's just an honor to be here.
And Steve, they won a series in Milwaukee.
Listen, this team continues to just do strange things. You think they're going to go one way, they go the other. You need them to do this thing, they do that thing, and all comes down to the final series of the season. It all comes down to games 160, 161, and 162. They go to Milwaukee, they take a series, already have it secured. They have not, listen, I don't know if you saw this stat on the Fox broadcast, but they've lost something like 33 out of the last 44 games in Milwaukee. It is absolutely ridiculous. Everything is coming together. It all comes down to a single game. Game 162, with Milwaukee having absolutely nothing to play for. Listen, I'm going to be a basket case tomorrow.
Yep. Me too. Let's kind of talk about the game, because for a game that had a lot riding on it, it certainly lived up to the hype. Even though it was a 7-4 game, there was a lot that went into today where, it looked like the Reds could have given it up at points. I mean, there's the contact play in the third inning where Ellie gets thrown out at home on the Matt McLain at bat. And there's, Milwaukee makes a nice little run there in the third inning to get on the base path. There's Andrew Abbott throws the ball into shallow right field, and you're thinking, oh no, and then they turn a double play right after that. It's a game that had a lot of situations where it could have been bad, and we've seen the Reds have these bad situations where they've had these bad moments where they've kind of just crumbled, and tonight they stepped up, and you could see they were playing with the urgency that we've wanted them to play with a lot this year, and they beat a team that they have not beat all season.
First of all, I never have a problem with the contact play when it's Ellie that's on third base. I mean, if you're ever going to run the contact play, that's the guy you want on third base when you
correct.
So I don't have a problem there. A couple guys came up really, really big. I'll save what I have to say about Matt McLain for the next part here, but let's just take a minute and talk about Andujar, because in this game, he was 3 for 5. He scored a run. He's just done nothing but hit. He's done absolutely nothing but hit since he came over from the Athletics. And what a pickup. I know everybody was kind of scratching their head on deadline day. Like, Miguel Andujar, really? Miguel Andujar? Like that's what we're doing. He has nothing to do but hit. I love this guy. He big night, 3 for 5. Also, let's talk just a minute about our guy, Sal Stewart. Sal Stewart, 2 for 4, scored 2 runs, has 2 RBIs in this game. Man, what a game for both of those dudes when the Reds absolutely had to have it.
Yeah, I mean, Sal Stewart hits the solo shot tonight, which ends up probably being the biggest hit of the game. I'll let you discuss that when we do the turning point in the next segment. But in a night where they absolutely needed that boost, and that boost came through big time because, I mean, they weren't very good with their own score position tonight. They were 3 for 12, and they still found a way to put 7 runs on the board. And Sal Stewart obviously contributes to that. Will Benson has one that's like 3 feet away from being a 3-run homer. It's like you're like, it is one at bat. Ellie pulls off a hit today and a walk, gets on base twice. So with all right now, I think that's what we need is just kind of.
I can't click comments because I'm the guest, but Branch Brown says that Sal Stewart is the perfect male specimen. Branch, there it is. There you go. Branch Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Love it.
Better Call Sal. I like that one a lot.
Better Call Sal.
Yeah. But just, you mentioned Miguel Andujar. Let me try to backtrack and gain my thoughts here again. Yeah, man. I made the comment to Jeff the other day where I said that, and I know I'm not trying to look ahead to next season because we got, 162 to worry about tomorrow. I said I'm very open next year to a 1-1 to bring Miguel Andujar back to Cincinnati next year. And if I were Nick Kroll, I'd probably be having that conversation with his agent immediately. And it's because of games like this. It's because you just know he's going to come through. He might not have an 832 OPS next year, but that he's going to help your team every situation he possibly gets. And Jeff the other day on your guys' Friday Live kind of said something where he's like, he doesn't hit well enough against righties at times. It's like, the numbers kind of could be inflated at moments. I don't think it's been that way. Especially this series. I mean, Steve, Jacob Israelski is supposed to be this guy that is taking the world over, and the Reds have destroyed him twice.
It's on brand for this Cincinnati Reds team. Yes. You just don't know. And then some rookie you never heard of comes and shuts them out. That's just the way it goes. You just never know with this team. But they've had success. And to your point on Andujar, I hope there's conversations happening. There's a lot of time to figure that out, but they at least have to have the conversation. He has been everything that they wanted from him when they brought him over. He's had some pop. He's getting on base. He's hitting the ball. Now I know he's been nicked up. He hasn't been able to play in the field. I don't care. The lineup was the problem for this team.
Right.
The lineup was the problem when they brought him over. And as far as the hitting goes, Andujar has answered. I love it. You look up and down this lineup right now. Guys are shining. Guys are hitting their stride at the most opportune times. We see it from Sal Stewart in this game tonight. We've seen it from Andujar. We've seen guys single-handedly try and take over games. Spencer Steer has taken over games. Tyler Stevenson has taken over games. Ellie has taken over games. It's all coming together. Listen, there hasn't been a game this exciting at the end of the regular season, maybe since 1999. It all comes down and same Reds Mets, right? Reds Mets. This is
and the last game in '99, the Reds played the Brewers.
This is what they do. This is how it goes. I am going to be walking on eggshells, pins and needles, whatever you want to do. I am out of my mind.
Yeah. So Stamina asks, is there any shot the Brewers scratch Peralta tomorrow? I don't know if they'll scratch him, but I can't imagine he pitches.
Maybe, because we've heard from our buddy Chuck up at Locked On Brewers to prepare for the Brewers to roll out the skeleton crew tomorrow. So, Chuck spends a lot of time with that organization and around that clubhouse, and he's privy to a lot of things. So he's not gonna put that out there unless he's heard something. Now, I expect maybe a lot of bench players in the lineup. If I were the Brewers, I'd scratch Peralta.
Oh, for sure.
I would totally scratch Peralta.
Yeah, you got a week off. Might as well.
I would absolutely do that. So we'll see. But we did hear from Chuck, and he did say, expect the skeleton crew tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, before we move to the next segment, I want to make sure I mention one quick thing. Ke'Bryan Hayes back looked pretty good running out that infield single.
Ke'Bryan Hayes, what another addition. Again with the Nick Kroll moves, right? The only thing I worry about is him and Ellie taking each other's heads off over there on that side of the infield when they're fighting for a pop fly. But what an addition and what a you talk about guys that lead by example. What a leader by example of just how he goes about his business, how he plays his position defensively. Coming from that hellscape that is Pittsburgh, he has really turned it on at times in the Reds lineup. I love that addition too. We weren't sure at the trade deadline. Did Nick Krall do enough? Did he do anything? Did he do anything we're going to be happy with? I'm pretty happy with the moves he made at the trade deadline.
Yeah, absolutely. I am too. Well, we got to go to break. We're running over on time tonight, but that's okay because we're all having fun. I'm
sorry. Your segments are shorter than mine. I'm sorry. I'm lost.
No. I love it. I love it. But in the next segment, Matt McClain had a really great day today, and Steve's going to throw it in my face. And we're going to talk about that and more right after this. What do you get when you have a bald eagle sitting on top of a silverback gorilla riding a T-Rex? Confidence. Pure confidence,
baby.
If you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rajit Go Long. The effects last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Head to rugiet.com and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's rugiet.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use our code and tell them that we sent you. And Steve, obviously we know that even though the Reds are at game 162 and everything's on the line, FanDuel is giving us some promos for NFL season, which is here. Today, obviously, is a big football day for you and I. Your Buckeyes win, my Irish win. So we had good days all around in sports. And the NFL season in FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get 300 big ones and bonus bets to use across the app. We all know it. I've been talking about it. I love FanDuel. I'm pricing all my future bets on NBA awards winners this year. I got Luka Doncic MVP. I feel like it's coming this year. It makes every game most exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet.
There's no way you're not running long today. I'm just saying, there's no way the show's not going long.
I'm on the Big Time channel today too. Also, our channel partner is the channel manager, so we can probably get away with a few more things today. But welcome and thank you all so much for spending some time with us here on the Reds Postcast. As always, please be sure to hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after every Reds game, which looks like we could have a couple more now, but you can also get Jeff and Steve here right next to me Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds all year round. So even when I am done, you will see them all along the year. And once you're done with us, go check out Locked On MLB, where I am there today on this very channel. You can not only get MLB Game Night, where they'll be with you every single night, watching every single game, so you don't have to. And Steve, I feel like the turning point tonight had a lot to do with one by the name of Sal Stewart.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
There's very few times, I feel like if we look back at this Red season, that Sal Stewart home run today is something that we're going to look at and be like, man, that paid so many dividends for them as they tried to put these wins together down the stretch.
Fifth home run, hit it in the sixth inning. Now listen, I know they were already up 6-2 when he hits the home run. But that home run was kind of the exclamation point. Now the Brewers went on to score a few more runs after that. So it was insurance. It was all the things, but it really felt like the exclamation point. It really felt like the look at us go moment of the game. And I'll have a lot more. I'm actually going to sit on this just a little bit because I have a little bit more to say about Sal Stewart here in a few minutes.
By the way, even after his at-bats tomorrow, still rookie eligible for next year.
Rookie of the year inbound. That's what I heard Tim say just now.
Yep. Okay. So here's the moment you've been waiting for and probably why you wanted to join me tonight, because Matt McClain got on base tonight 4 times. The other day, I flat out said, I am done with Matt McClain for 2025. And that was a lot for me to say, because as anyone who's listened to everydayer who's been here through this whole season with not just my show, but you guys, knows that you and I, we've gone to bat for Matt McClain a lot. We've taken a lot of slack for rooting for Matt McClain. And I said, okay, I can't take it anymore.
Right up until the time you didn't. Yes.
And then what did he do tonight?
Matt McClain,
awesome.
2 for 3, 2 walks. I know occasionally you share a little insight into the Locked On Reds group chat, and I'm just going to share the text that I sent with you, which basically said, "Hey, Tim, Matt McClain just called and told me to tell you STFU." So that is really the analysis that needs to be provided at this moment. Matt McClain came up big tonight. He scored a run in this game. He got an RBI in this game. He walks a couple times. He gets a couple hits. This is what we need from him, batting at the bottom of the lineup, both in tomorrow's game 162 and hopefully on into the playoffs. That's all that he has to be. That's all that he has to do. Nothing extra, nothing fancy. Field your position well, turn double plays with Ellie De La Cruz, and get on base a couple times a day. That's all that Matt McClain has to do. And Tim Daniel and all the rest of you send him down crowd can just be
I never
quiet
said that now. I never said that.
No, that was Jeff, but be quiet.
So not only Matt McClain, bottom of the order tonight, got on a combined 7 times. Between Stevenson's walk, Brian Hayes hit and walk, and McClain's 2 hits and 2 walks. So
that's how you win ball games.
That's right.
That's how you win baseball games.
Yeah. And that's not even counting on the top of the order, getting on, with Friedel, Marte, and Andujar, which Marte wasn't great tonight by any means. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, man. So like, this is a day like this is probably a day he needed. He knows that in the Pittsburgh series, he really let Cincinnati down. Let's just kind of do it as a big bubble, not just the Reds, not just fans, but the city. And he knew he probably had to have a big day. And like last night, he didn't look very good either. But not only that, he made some solid defensive plays tonight. I mentioned the Abbott throw that almost went to right field. He's really good at being right there to back up first base when that ball goes over. I think it was still Sal at that time. I don't think they'd made the move yet to bring Spencer Steer back into the. But yeah, I mean, paid so many dividends and so many underrated things, because if he doesn't field that ball that goes over Sal Stewart's head, they don't turn the double play the next batter. On top of all the things you just mentioned with what he did hitting tonight. So yeah, he came through big time, and I'm so happy to see it. My frustration is tempered for a night, and I hope that he just keeps it going. I have this feeling that he's going to go to LA, and like game 1 or game 2, he's going to hit a tank.
Write it down. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Listen, I have a hard time not taking over people's shows when I do this, but
this is why we invite you on.
I know we're at the 17-minute mark here, and I love this from Joshua Tucker. But there's 2 things I know that we still got to talk about. We got to talk about a player of the game, but I want to take just a second and talk about pitching, because Andrew Abbott is a guy that is just gutting it out right now. Yeah. He is just trying to fight his way through exhaustion. You can see it. His legs are gone. He has reached the bottom of his tank, and still against this Milwaukee Brewers lineup musters 5 1/3. He gives up 3 runs on 5 hits. Not bad for a guy that is running on fumes. Now, Connor Phillips, he's not Superman. He gave up a run. He's not going to be perfect every time out, but I'll tell you what the difference in this game was. It was what came after Connor Phillips. It was Graham Ashcraft gutting it out. It was Nick Martinez gutting it out. And then it was Emilio Pagan on the 4th day in a row, absolutely coming in and being nails. This bullpen got it done for the Cincinnati Reds tonight.
What did Jeff say to our group text? He said that if this were a video game, Emilio Pagan's arm would be red.
His arm would just glowing, glowing.
Yeah. I joked that next year at Reds Fest, as it's coming back in January, we'll see Pagan and Santiago at a booth together, and they'll both have arms from Captain America Winter Soldier. Just like,
yes,
full, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, you're absolutely right. So I'm glad you did it this way, because you saved. I really want to get to Nick Martinez's 2 big innings tonight. But obviously, since you are the guest tonight, we'll also let you pick the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's my guy, Sal Stewart. Look, you can't have a game like he had tonight and not recognize that a little bit. Once again, he was 2 for 4, scored 2 runs. He also had 2 RBIs in this game. The big home run in the 6th that was really like the exclamation point, the shot across the field over to the Milwaukee dugout, telling them, "Sit down, boys. We're winning this game." That was all. That encapsulates Sal Stewart's performance in this game for the Cincinnati Reds. He is my player of the game. There are some other honorable mentions, but Sal Stewart's the dude.
Yeah. So you remember I had that tirade couple months ago, just all pissed off that the Reds couldn't win series in the NL Central. They won 5 of the last 6.
I think you need to keep talking bad about them because
Apparently.
they just continue to smack you around a little bit. This is now listen, Tim, I know you're new. This is your first year here. This is the Locked On brand. This is what happens. Jeff and I call a guy out. He goes on a bonkers run. Jeff and I say there's absolutely no way they can win this series. They sweep it. Jeff and I say, oh, they've got this. They lose 3 in a row. So this welcome to the team.
Yeah, fit in seamlessly year one. So really excited about year 2. All right, man. Well, Nick Martinez tonight. We know he's a Swiss Army knife. We know he's just give me the ball. I don't care when. I will take care of business. And tonight took care of business with 2 innings, 2 strikeouts. Does have a walk, does have a hit. But man, as we know, Tony Santillan and Emilio Pagan have pitched, every game this century. And Chase Burns has not pitched since Tuesday. Brent Suter's not pitched since St. Louis. Scott Barlow's not pitched since Wednesday. I have Burns and Barlow mixed up. Sorry. Barlow Tuesday, Burns Wednesday. And Nick Martinez knows what's on the line here. He's the guy, right? He's the guy that came out and said, like, we are going to be so hard to beat. We are cockroaches. You can't kill us. He's like, I bet on this team to be a playoff contender. By the way, I probably should not have used that sentence, Nick, but I understand what you're saying. And tonight, those 2 innings, humongous for a team that's trying to put it all on the line.
Yeah, his last 7 times out, Tim, 7 games, 10 1/3 innings pitched. He's 0.87 ERA during that time. He's coming out of the bullpen and getting it done.
Yeah, it's been terrific to see. And of course, you mentioned it already, and the chat's kind of going through it. Emilio Pagan comes out and throws an inning. Arm just hanging out. They are, it's like rubber at this point. It's like Harry Potter.
If you can't feel it, it doesn't matter. So
yeah, it's like the scene in Chamber of Secrets when he bends his arm. There's no bones in there. Yeah.
Exactly like that. It's just noodle arm.
That's where we're at. But dude, so we don't really do this, but since you're here, we might as well. We have a lot of questions about tomorrow. And I have to ask you, we know that Nick Lodolo has flat out said that his goal is to be ready to be available tomorrow. We know that Hunter Green has expressed valuable interest in being ready tomorrow. It's all hands on deck tomorrow.
It's all hands on deck. If I'm getting to make the decisions tomorrow, I'm starting Hunter Green.
Me too.
I'm starting him in this game. I've got Brady Singer on standby. I try really, really hard not to use Nick Lodolo because you'll need him in game 1 on Tuesday if you win the game. So beyond Nick Lodolo, everybody else needs to show up at the ballpark tomorrow, ready to play, ready to be in the game. Everybody else. I don't care how many games you played in a row. I don't care how tired you are. Everybody to Nick Lodolo goes tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we mentioned, we suspect that it's going to be a skeleton crew for the Brewers tomorrow, which I don't know if that makes me feel better, to be honest with you.
The Reds are going to red, right? So
right. All right. And I will make sure we preface this so everyone kind of has the idea. Simply put, if the Reds win, they're in. If the Reds do somehow lose tomorrow, they need the Mets to lose.
Yep.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah. And so I am ready. I know you're ready. And it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. And I can't wait. But tonight, the Cincinnati Reds are victors, 7-4 over the Milwaukee Brewers at American Window Field. The Reds have 7 runs on 10 hits and an error. The Brewers have 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Andrew Abbott gets his 10th win of the year. He is now 10-7. Robert Gasser picks up his 2nd loss. He is now 0-2. And Emilio Pagan gets his 32nd save. And as I read this, and make sure I preface that this is what's listed. This could flat out change before 3:10 tomorrow. But the pitching matchup as the Reds go for a sweep and to clinch their playoff spot is Brady Singer's taking the hill for the Reds at 14-11 with a 395. And Freddie Peralta is going to be currently listed as the starter for the Milwaukee Brewers. That can change. So if it does, I had nothing to do with it. Hopefully it changes. He's 17-6 with a 2.68 ERA. First pitch will be at 3:10. We will be here hopefully discussing a fun Reds victory and a playoff berth as well. Steve, I'm very grateful for you, my friend, for spending some time with me tonight.
No worries.
So it's going to be over.
Oh, and folks in the chat here watching this live, because of scheduling stuff, if the Reds clinch tomorrow, You're getting not only this show right immediately after the Reds game, but Tim's doing double duty. He's turning right around and going live with Jeff Carr for the Locked On Reds show right after he recaps the win. So you're going to get 2 live shows tomorrow night should the Reds clinch a playoff spot. And then Jeff and I will be back in your feeds on Monday.
Yep. And so I will close this out with thank you all so much as always. It's always a blessing to spend some time with you guys. Go Redlegs. Go Marlins. I will see you all tomorrow night.